Thank you so much for staying with us. You're still watching the Day Break with me, Idrissa Muonge. Here I'm back with Council Nsima Gachibaya, like I promised you. That when we come back, I'll be joined by an NRM cadre, the lawyer, and also a political analyst, to help us share his perspective as regards the issues I touched on. There's one issue I didn't touch about, and I touched on rather, and that is, the regional parliamentary sittings, which raised dust, by the way, recent in Parliament, where the leader of opposition, that is Mr. Joel Besekezi, he came out and said that this was, costly, and it was needed to have these regional parliamentary sittings in the first place, because they were costing us a lot, and they were not of much, high importance. Council Nisim, a very good morning, and thank you for joining us once again.
A very good morning to you, my brother, and good morning, all viewers.
How are you doing, and the issues that you're seeing happening in the country? It's been long since I last heard you here.
Yes.
A lot has happened.
Yes.
And where you sit or stand, how have you been reacting to these issues? By smiling, by frowning, by laughing out loud? How exactly?
No, been fine and doing well. I congratulate everybody who has got something good this morning, and also pass my sympathies and condolences to those who have challenges and those who have lost their dear ones, especially in the legal fraternity. We lost a brilliant lawyer, and he was a former Attorney General, Dr. Chidu Makubuya. You remember he worked in the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs there.
From Attorney General, for Member of Parliament for Katikamu North.
Former Member of Parliament for Katikamu, that is Ruwero. So I pass my condolences and sympathies to the family, relatives and friends, and the whole country for the loss. One day, Nelson Mandela, the late, the former president of South Africa, quoted.
A longest-serving political prisoner.
Quoted that when an African elder dies, the whole library of knowledge perishes with him. So it is truly reflected to the former Attorney General, that is Dr. Chidu Makubuya. He's one of the brilliant lawyers we have ever had in this Uganda.
I hear, sir.
And those who have always been in the law school.
I came to learn of him when he was Attorney General.
That was 2010.
And when I was growing up, by the way, among the names I loved.
2005 to 2011, yeah.
Yes, so I grew up hearing that name, but I love pronouncing it, Chidu Makubuya. Very brilliant man.
Yeah, he is. And those who are in the law school, those who have passed in the law school, we have always been reading about his books, about the law in Uganda. So I pass my condolences to the family and relatives.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise...
you never touched on the issue of...
I wish you a great discussion.
Ugandans being buried by garbage in the 21st century. We lost numbers and the others are still missing. You don't want to say anything about that?
Of course, I pass my
you are an NRM card.
Condolences to those who had their beloved ones perish in the garbage tragedy of Chitezi, the nearby areas of Namere, Rusanja. So it is really regrettable, but we pray that government does its best to see how those people can get out of that tragedy.
How do you react to these people who attribute this to the parliament? Because they call it negligence on the side of on the side of government. The government was negligent, and so they attribute this tragedy to its negligence. What's the reaction to this?
Well, you can also...
We are talking about garbage killing people in the 21st century.
Yeah, first of all, it is a tragedy, and in our legal sector, we may call it an act of God towards unforeseen. And secondly, you are saying government is negligent, but also when we are studying law in the law of torts, we also have the tort of negligence. That you, as an individual, you can also be negligent, and also contribute to this because you have failed to exercise the reasonable care. I saw the KCCA administrators saying that they had ever warned those people that to get out of that place, but the challenge which was there is that some of them were promised to be compensated.
After that,
And
purchased
relocated.
these plots of land,
Yes.
and you just asking him to walk to vacate
That they were,
without compensation.
They were promised to be compensated and relocate from where that garbage collection place was. And maybe the problem was the hiking of the prices of the amount. That some individuals, maybe the opportunists, took it as an advantage to hike the amounts, and that's why some were not being reallocated. So that's why the president directed the IGG, the State House Anti-Corruption Unit headed by General Henry Isoke, to investigate further and see whether there is any corrupt scandal or there are corrupt individuals behind this, and they bring them to book.
Okay. Council, I want to bring you to I'm interested in picking your thoughts on what the FDC Katonga faction are about to do, forming a new political party as a legal person. I was asking a question, how easy do you think it's going? And also, NNRM Kader, I was asking a question, how easy or hard is it going to be for this basic group in their pursuit of a new political party? How easy or hard is it going to be? Bearing in mind that we are nearing 2026. Also, we have enough political parties on the side of opposition, which are, I want to state, already giving Museveni headache. And would he make it easy? If at all he has influence over the EC, I'm just imagining. If at all he does have influence over the EC, Electoral Commission that is he going to make it easy for another political party to be formed to add on the headache he already gets from the already existing opposition political parties?
No, there is no headache that the president is getting from the opposition. It is not there. Only that maybe, those on opposition, when they are being hosted or when they are before the fourth estate, that is the media, they keep maybe misleading Ugandans that they are giving headache to the president or President Museveni in the leadership of this country. That's not true. Secondly, what I saw from the Katonga faction is that them saying they are setting up another political party. But I think today morning or yesterday, when I saw a letter from the Secretary General, Honorable Nandara Mafabi, disregarding this and calling them opportunists and saying they are some leaders are misleading others, that you cannot have a legitimate, recognized, legal political party. The FDC and its headquarters is in Janankumbi, and then at the end of the day you say, for us we are dissolving this and we are setting up another new political party. So I've seen a letter written by the Secretary General Honorable Nandara Mafabi disregarding this and I mean discrediting what these people are planning to do. So I don't know, but anyway, I anticipated it. You see, when you are forming a political party, two things you must put into consideration. One, it has to be national in character. For as long as it does not prioritize the national interests, then that would not amount to a political party. And secondly, the ideology and the core values. Because if you don't have the core values that you have set in place, that whoever is going to join you must study these ideologies, comprehend them, and then move within your strategic program. I don't think that can be a political.
Speak of ideology, there also question the ideologies of some of these political parties. There was even who said that some of these political parties do not have clearly stated ideologies, including NRM.
I think
Although the NRM, of course, it always, we know your four principles: socio-economic transformation, democracy, Pan-Africanism, and nationalism.
the four core principles, you call them.
And those are the ones that form your ideology. Okay, but what is your perception of these other opposition political parties when it comes to ideology? For example, the ideology of the NUP, are you satisfied with it? The ideology of the DP, the ideology of the FDC, the ideology of the UPC?
Well, being a non-member there, I may not properly say I'm satisfied.
But in public dominion, what I mean is that, like I began when I was pointing this out to you, there are those who question these ideologies. For example, let's talk about the NUP. When they say that our number one objective is to dislodge Museveni as the president of this country, so that we can, take over leadership and introduce, better politics in this country. So that is their number one objective. And those who look at this as a weak ideology.
But that's not true. The president has always been voted by the majority of Ugandans, and is president of this Uganda because of the will of the Ugandans. So them saying they want to dislodge him from the leadership.
No, legitimately, to engage in an election and see him out.
But the framers of our constitution also.
And they always add this. They add this because now I see you're proud to talk about this. But they're like, okay, we don't want to be like him. For him, when he was satisfied with the election, he took up arms, went to Luwero, led to the death of over 500,000 people. And for us, you're not taking that, following that trajectory. We want to dislodge him legitimately by engaging in an election which he himself organizes, like they say. Very sad those words, they're not my words.
But the mandate of organizing elections is with the Electoral Commission. Because the framers...
You believe it is independent?
Yes.
It's working independently?
The framers of our constitution actually mentioned about it in Article 60.
Yes, but realistically, in your opinion,
60,
do you look at the Electoral Commission as an independent one?
Yes, Article 62 has provided it that they...
First, forget about the law. What is stated in the paper? Because you've seen the same constitution you're quoting. It has been violated a number of times. But what I'm pointing out to you, when you look at the Electoral Commission, do you really believe that it is working independently without the influence? Is it free from the independence or from the influence of the state?
No, you see, institutions in Uganda are independent and they are working to the goals of Ugandans. The only challenge we have in Uganda is that when the opposition see anything that maybe that has not come into their favor, they think that these institutions have been directed, have been infringed on, and they have not been given the opportunity to exercise their independence. So that is the problem we have with the politicians and the opposition in Uganda. So for them, they think that whatever the other institution that has done which is not in their favor, they will keep on criticizing it on the basis of them saying that it is not independent, which is not the truth.
You hinted when I told you that opposition political parties could be giving headache to the president, you're like, you rubbish that. You said no, it's not true. Even the FDC of the 2006, 2011, 2016, you believe it also never gave, a slight headache to President Museveni?
No, you see, first of all, we want to thank President Museveni for allowing the political parties and other organizations to take part.
He allowed?
Yes, because they were not functioning by the time this government...
and you believe it was within his choice? Is he the one who allowed? Don't you remember his body language, the manner when he was...
No, you see, when I say like that...
Commissioning them?
Yes, you see, the president goes with the majority. Because I remember him saying that if that is what the majority are saying, let's go for other political parties I mean the multi-party political dispensation. That's what he quoted to have said in I think 2005. That's when we are heading into the multi-party political dispensation. So he agreed with the majority, and then we had to move from the movement system and then to the multi-party political dispensation. Yes.
Now the FDC being one of the biggest opposition at the time, I'm using one of because already those which had existed, decades before the DP were, regained life around the same time.
Yes.
The UPC, but FDC emerged the biggest and the most vibrant opposition political party, and that explains why they would send more legislators to parliament as compared to other opposition political parties. And also the kind of style they came with, talk about the defiance style of leadership. You're still convinced that Museveni never felt, that FDC was really shaking.
No, but the feeling
it never shook him at
the feeling you're talking about is always witnessed in the ballot paper from the results. That's what we call the feeling. So for us, we look at the ballot paper and the outcomes of the ballot paper or the ballot box.
I'm talking about the energy President Museveni has used, during any election time, and the energy in terms of deploying the military on the streets of Kampala and in other areas of the country, which some people perceive as intimidation, intimidating the opponents and also the voters.
No, but
you must have learned that we still have a lower voter turnout. Some people, when it reaches time for election, they leave the cities, go to hide in the villages, don't come back after elections. Number two, I really convinced, objectively speaking, Council, that during election time, do we have a leveled political ground in the country? Haven't you already seen, President Museveni's opponents being arrested, having their colleagues, their agents, arrested? In fact, to the worst, others even losing their lives, like it happened on 18th and 19th of November, 2020. That was towards the 2020 elections. So, elections marred with death, arrests. Do you really believe that there's always a leveled political ground, and when President Museveni wins, you expect his opponents to be content with the results from the Electoral Commission?
No, you see, but there are avenues put in place that when you are not satisfied with maybe the election results, you ought to take maybe petition the Electoral Commission or go to courts of law, like that. The avenues are there. But what I maybe want to tell you is that for any election period, you cannot say that it is like normal time. Of course, some opportunists are there, those who wish even to destabilize the stability and the peace of the country are also there. So they cannot just sit down and look on, especially the security agencies and just witness them disorganizing the peace or the stability of the country. So even, let me give you an example. America is, I think, nearing the election period. But you can see what is taking place within the campaign trail of the Americans. The other time, I think President Trump was actually just survived an assassination attempt when he was on the campaign rally, and I think there is even another clip I was seeing that somebody was even either slapping him or what. So, but what I want to tell you is that when we are nearing the campaign period or time, you cannot say it is normal time. And the security agencies are working hand in hand to see that the stability of this country remains and no one disturbs it.
And I thought when that security is beefed up, like you're saying, it should be to everybody's benefit. But why does it turn out to be, biased? That here, they are harassing those who are competing against, the incumbent. If security is beefed up, it should be for everybody's advantage.
No, but what I know is that you after registering as a presidential candidate, now the onus is on the electoral commission now. They even give them cars, they even give them bodyguards, So that's what I normally see in this country, and that's what has been taking place. Yes. If there is maybe any other slight or minor maybe change, problems, they have always addressed them to the electoral commission.
Okay. Council, let's take a break. When we come back, we are going to be discussing, these regional parliamentary sittings, which, like I said earlier, they had raised dust in the parliament, where especially the leader of opposition believed that this was unnecessary, as it was, costing taxpayers huge amounts of money. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go away.
Discover your voice at WOMCAT School of Journalism and Mass Communication. We are now accepting applications for our August intake. Join us to gain hands-on experience from industry experts and build a career in media through our dynamic diploma, certificate, and short courses. Acquire cutting-edge journalism skills on over 28 years of training future industry leaders. Start your journey with us today. WOMCAT, where professionalism meets development.
uliyunga wikakasa eddoboozi lyo wetaaga okutumbula ekitundu eky'omukuyimba kano kikasiireko BTM TV akuleetedde Raise Your Mic yimba ate ensonga za kuyimbira ku live band ng'ate abawanguzi bakwewangulya ebirabo eby'enjawulo okuli obukadde bw'ensimbi 5 pikipiki kapyata okulikodinga ennyimba mu audio ne vidiyo n'ebirabo ebirala bingi obwetaba mu Raise Your Mic genda ku simu yo nyiga *2M7*407# olondeko option ya Raise Your Mic olondeko option ya Participate osindike message butereevu ojja kuba weetabye mu auditions wano ku BTM TV abaana babayiseemu ku mutendera oguddako bakulondebwa abalabi baffe aba BTM era beewangulira ebirabo biwugiddwa Simba Automotives ne bikutuusibwako BTM TV.
Discover delicacy at Cafe Atu, your all-in-one destination. Whether it's the perfect cup of coffee or a satisfying meal, we got you covered. Indulge your cravings with our mouth-watering pilau, savory katogo, crispy chips, and tender chicken. Explore our world of cocktails and fresh juices for a truly special treat. Planning an event? Choose Cafe Atu for top-notch outside catering services. Benefit from ample parking. Stay connected with Wi-Fi and catch your favorite matches on DSTV. Cafe Atu offers food deliveries in and around Kampala. Hosting a conference, our center accommodates up to 1,000 people. Need a boardroom for a party or corporate meeting? We've got just the spot for you. We offer a free venue for birthdays and baby showers, providing complimentary photography. For those aspiring to become professional baristas, our barista school awaits you. Visit us at Albany Center, Level 2 on Ginger Road. Cafe Atu, where every occasion becomes a memorable experience.
For staying with us. You're still watching the Daybreak. My name is Idrissa Muwonge. I'm still with Mr. Ninsima Gachibayo. He is a lawyer. He's also an NRM cadre. Council, like I promised the viewers that when we come back, I want to share your views on these regional parliamentary sittings, which are costing us a whopping over 5 billion, I hear, per sitting, is it? And that's why...
regional sitting.
Over 5 billion.
each regional city.
Is this really necessary? And that this was the concern of those who are not in support of this, the Senyunyis. Other than being, excluded from, being part of the commission meetings and stuff like that. But he's also concerned about the cost of these regional parliamentary sittings. It's like, how about even use this money to develop these regions, other than spending it on these sittings?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank the leadership of Parliament under the able and visionary leadership of the Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Speaker.
Visionary, said?
Yes.
And able, you said?
The able and visionary leadership of the Right Honorable Speaker, Anita Annette Amongo.
You could also add on.
For this idea.
You could also add on the sanctioned speaker.
No, for this idea of the regional parliamentary sittings, one of its kind under the 11th Parliament. I want to thank her and the leadership of the whole Parliament that sat and prioritized this and even put it in the budget that they are going to have the regional parliamentary sittings. I want to thank them for that brilliant idea. Secondly, this parliament is formed on the vision of a transformed people-centered parliament. So, meaning, if they are taking it to regional sittings as parliament, it means they are prioritizing, they are giving priority to the people-centered parliament for people to have their problems or challenges debated, and then a solution is brought. And also the proper service delivery is what we are looking at. Because you see, Parliament has always been allocating money and funds to these places. So some members of Parliament have not been doing the oversight role to ascertain whether these funds they have been allocating to these places or these districts or these people is fully accounted for. Now, if they take them to the regional parliamentary sittings, they will, first of all, have an opportunity as members of Parliament to do their oversight role and have the eyes, what we call the eyes on. They look at what they have always been funding or prioritizing in the budgets. Of recent, I think there is a where they passed the money for these cities, because there are cities which have been coming up, and they gave them money. So it is time that they go to these regional parliamentary sittings, and where there are cities, they also look at them and see whether the money has been properly spent, or those who have not spent it properly, then they account for this kind of amount. And also the Honorable Leader of Opposition, Honorable Joel Senyonyi, him saying it is a wastage of taxpayers' money. I don't agree with him. First of all, he sits, it is the business committee in the parliament, the committees of parliament, but the business committee that determines the business calendar within the house. And it is evident that he participated in this committee.
That's what he says. It's one of his concerns. He's being sidelined.
And he did not.
As these things were discussed, he was being sidelined. And that's one of his biggest concerns. I'm the leader of opposition. How come as you discuss this, you never include me, you never invite me so that I can also share my thoughts?
No, that's not true. That's not true. I said the business committee, not the parliamentary commission. I think maybe he was talking about the parliamentary commission, but not the business committee. It is the business committee within the Parliament of Uganda that determines the business calendar of the year. How, and the schedules, they call them the schedules in the business calendar.
And who runs the parliamentary affairs?
He participated in this.
And who runs the parliamentary affairs? Is it the parliamentary commission?
Yes, it is.
Exactly. And now, why is he sidelined when they're discussing these things? That was his concern.
No, but you see, sometimes politicians, you need also to take note that some of them are opportunists and they run to the media so faster than the truth. Because the business
But in this
committee-
case, don't you think he's, against this for a good cause? When he says that, look, it's unnecessary. We are spending a lot of money on these regional sittings. We could use the same money for other developmental, projects, other than spending it on parliamentary sittings
You see,
in various regions.
members of the opposition,
Doesn't this make sense to you?
members of the opposition, sometimes they want to be in the news, they want to be in the media, blocking the programs of government.
Who doesn't?
Where
Who doesn't want to?
where Ugandans are going to benefit and
You should
actually
have said
their
all
share.
politicians. You are being unfair to opposition.
No, the opposition, because you see, when the Honorable Senyonyi, the leader of opposition, says that this is a wastage of taxpayers' money, and when it comes to his budget, he gets it, the annual budget as the leader of opposition. He doesn't say, you cut on my money, because this is also a wastage of taxpayers' money. When he was given the money to, I think, to buy they give them money to buy cars. Honorable Senyonyi, I think, comes from, he represents here Nakawa. But he did not say, the 200 million you have given me is too much. You just give me 30 million because I can also buy a car with 30
It's
million.
a privilege. Why would he
live
turn
here.
it down? It's one of his entitlements as a
Yes,
legislator.
but you see, money was appropriated. The money for the regional parliamentary sittings was appropriated and put in the budget. And also the business committee in the parliament passed this where he participated. So when he comes in the media and says, no, this is a wastage of taxpayers' money, what, I think is more of an opportunist and a stumbling block to the programs of that will benefit the Wananchi.
So tell me, I want to learn from you, sir. How do you think these regional parliamentary sittings are going to benefit the Mwananchi, the last person, the last Ugandan down there in Chanamukaka, in Lyantuno you come from? How are they going to benefit from these so-called regional parliamentary meetings, as we've already seen how much it is going to cost us?
But you see...
I believe the one that is going to...
First of all, it is a privilege for Parliament to move. The Wananchi, we are eagerly waiting to see members of Parliament, moving in different regions. First of all, it is a privilege that they are going also to come and witness or even get to know the challenges. As we talk now, I think the Parliament is going on 27th. This month, I stand to be corrected, and the plenary will be in Kaunda Stadium, that is Guru, 28th. But before them going, or before the members of Parliament going, there are certain committees that went there, members of certain committees, to interact with the local government or with the local leaders, to have their problems or challenges tackled on and put on the list, so that when the business begins, even the order paper itself will change. They are not going now to be discussing like the usual order paper here where they have been sitting. I think when they go to different regions, the order paper will also change. So meaning the problems that are affecting the Wananchi in the regions will be given priority than ever before. So I think it is a privilege, and that's why I started by thanking the administration of Parliament under the able leadership of the right Honorable Speaker, Anita Mongo.
So mean that this legislator, these people saying in the first place, is not enough to carry their views to Parliament, which sits here in Kampala. There is a need to have these other legislators to visit that are constituency or that are in a particular place, so that they can carry their views and discuss them, in Parliament. The legislators that we send are not enough. That's what you're saying.
No, the legislators are, I'm not saying they are not enough, but you see when Parliament goes in the region and it has concentrated on that region, I don't think Parliament can leave that region when there are some things or some challenges not touched on. So yes, they come as a, you see, some people think when we elect a member of Parliament, it's just for that region or that constituency. These are national leaders. So I think when they go to these regions, they will get to know the concerns that the wananchi are facing, the wananchi are saying what about this parliament, and also, you know, do their legislative roles or powers as enshrined in the Constitution under Article 91 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda.
Okay. Because of our time is fast spent, do you have any last shots that you want to make as you get out of here?
Well, I want to thank every Ugandan who is, first of all, doing whatever they can to join the money economy and also elevate from the poverty line and have something in the pocket. Because like the president has always emphasized this, yes, we may have the challenges of the stomach, the needs, but the pocket is also, you know, wanting. That
do you know how some Ugandans are feeling about you right now?
We should endeavor.
They kind of feel like you're mocking them. Who wouldn't want to have money in their pockets? It's as if you're saying that those who don't have it in their pockets, it's a choice that they made. That's what you say. Because if you're encouraging them to join the money economy, okay, tell us how.
You see, I am saying that government has put forward all the programs that maybe those who have participated in these programs and have gained, they have transformed, they have gained the money economy. So from the subsistence, you know, farming to commercial agriculture, and also seeing that we are moving a step ahead of this. So short of that, we are, and maybe secondly, we are approaching 2026. What I have to tell Ugandans is that we should exercise, I mean, the good morals and behaviors, and also move within the stipulated rules and regulations of this country. I wish you a great day.
Thank you. Council Ninsima Gachivayo there for you. Thank you so much, our dear viewers. We've come to the end of this edition of the Daybreak. My name is Idrissa Muwonge. From me and the team that I work with here, we wish you a blessed day. Goodbye for now and see you then.